Going to see about data. What is a data? A data is a technical representation of the value or the status of a entity or a process. So anything you're going to inspect or measure, you're telling in terms of a data. So the data is used to define the rank degree of performance. So it's a representation of a value of a process on anything that you're going to measure it. So for example, in this condition, they given diameter 4 plus or minus 1 mm. So here we are seeing the physical data. So this is also data, this is also data, this is also data, correct? So what is the difference here? Here the data is in a numerical and it is in wordings and it is in a sentence. So usually data means they assume only it's a numbers. No, it's all about even the quantitative representation in terms of sentence as well, but usually we consider as a numbers. Now let us see the example. Here the data is 4. So what you say for the given specification 4 plus or minus 1 mm, you say it is okay, right? Then in terms of conclusion, you say parts are measuring in the mean. So like that, for each data, we can conclude by seeing the value, we can conclude whether the given set of data or individual data is within the specification or towards lower side or towards opposite or out of the specification. So therefore, a data which represents a conclusion on a process. So using the data, we conclude something. That is the importance of the data. Okay. So now data is useful in defining the following and to understand better. So by analyzing the data, progress of a company sales. See now sales is increasing in the company you're telling, but how you'll believe that exactly the sales is increasing? So what you do, you collect the data of last 5 months of sales and you see from January to June, July, how much is the trend of the sales? How you going to see? So with the help of the data, you can tell that whether the sales is really increased or not. Then defining the process capability. So by collecting set of data, we can say whether the process is normal or the process is okay and how many population are lying within the specification and how much population are out of specification. So the data will help us in analyzing the capability as well. Then defining the rating of a service on the organization. So now customer comes, it can be a small business or bigger business. You say customers are happy with our business. So how you are going to represent with the data? So there will be some sort of 5-star rating or some sort of rating up to 10. So in that way, by using the data, we can rate the performance of the organization from the perspective of the customer. So that is about data. So anything is in the data itself. Any analysis you want to do, any research you want to do, so you collect the data. What is the present position and what is the result of that present position in terms of a data. And then when you improve it again, you measure. You're going to measure with terms of data. So data can be numerical, can be a sentence, can be a rating or scoring. So now we are going to see what is mean, median, mode. Mean, median, mode. Mean, we call it as x bar, represent like this in x bar, or we say it is a process mean, average, everything is nothing but mean. So mean in statistics represents that it makes a virtual line where the data is divided uniformly in both positive and negative axes. And also in the mean, the data is balanced, which are having lower value. This happens in order to get the center line. So now for example, what they're telling is mean is nothing but a virtual center line of any given set of data. Now let us say an example, I have a data of 1 to 3, correct? So I'll say the middle value is 2. How I am arriving at 2, let us see. So what in the formula condition, what we'll do, process mean is equal to summation of all the data xi to xn divided by number of data. So here summation will be 3 plus 2 plus 1 6 divided by how many data have 3 set of data, right? So 3 2s are 6. So I say the middle value is 2. That means for this data, the middle value is 2. I'm telling. How I am arriving at 2, let us see. So the data is something like this, 1, 2, 3. Suppose you put a bar graph. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay. So the first data is 1, second data is 2, third data is 3. Now you are telling middle value is the center line is the process mean. Mean is equal to 2, you are telling, right? So what the meaning is, I'm creating a virtual line where I'm predicting that all the data points can touch the center line. So now if every data has to touch the center line, what I have to do? See here, 1 is there. 1 has to touch it. 3 already has touched it. 1 did not touch. If 1 has to touch here, what I should do? I need to, here 3 is there, 2 is there. 1 is a 2 I cannot take because it is already mean. So what will happen is from 3 I'll take 1 and I'll give it to 1. So this will become 2 and this will also become 2. Therefore you're telling all the data is tend to touch the center line. I'm creating a virtual line. This is called process mean. You got it, no? So now here, for example, in the below example, for the given set of data, this is a data, average they're telling 6. So now this is an average 6, right? So what is the meaning? Everything has to touch 6 like this. Everything should become 6. Therefore, if everything wants to touch, whatever extra are there, they will give the data to the rest of people. Therefore, everything will tend to become 6. This is the meaning of process mean. Mean of the data represents the balancing the outliers data and creating the middle value. That is what you are seeing. So now example here they given 4 plus or minus 1 mm. So the process mean is 10 to be something 3.5. And from here creating a virtual line, everything is trying to divide from the mean. Achieving mean value is good for the functionality with the lesser standard deviation. So here what they're telling you, this is my process mean 3.5, but what is my drawing mean? Drawing mean is 4 mm. So we need to achieve the drawing mean. That means your process mean should become drawing mean. Then it is a good process. So that is about mean. Next, let us see median. Median in statistics represents that exactly the middle value will be considered after arranging the data in a ascending order. Judges in a program gives marks, median will be considered. So what they're going to do, this is an example set, given set of data. They're going to arrange in a ascending order and select the middle value, and they said that is the middle value. This sort of selection of middle value we'll call it as median. So they given an example, judges in a program gives marks for a performer, they'll consider as a median. Why? Because see example, judge A, judge B, judge C. So person is performing, A may be very close to the judge, A may be very close to the performer, so he gives 10, and B may not be closer, he genuinely judges and gives 9 and something 9.5. The C. Now what they'll do, they'll arrange in ascending order 9, 9.5 and 10. So they'll select 9.5. So in this case, median will help us to choose the right data. So that is about median. The next one is mode. Mode in the statistics represents that the repeated count of the same number again and again in the measured or a given data. Below is the example of the mode. So what is mode? Which is having a higher repetition, that they'll consider as a middle value. In this given data, 6, 6, 6. 6 has come 3 times. Rest of things are not repeating. They'll consider 6 as a middle value. The same way in this example, 4 is repeating 4 times, so they consider 4 as a mode. So these are the different types to select the middle value, but what is best is the average. That is a right thing to do, because in the mode and median there are disadvantages, therefore we cannot consider the mode and median. We will consider only the mean. So next we are going to see standard deviation. So as we discussed in the earlier, standard deviation is nothing but the deviation that is happening, from the standard. What is standard? The standard will be your process mean. From process mean, the deviation will happen from the positive as well as negative side. In this case, the standard deviation is 1.59 mm. That means from the process mean of a given number, 1.59 mm positive variation is there, or 1.5 mm negative variation is there. See, in the Six Sigma concept, if you understand really what is standard deviation, all the concepts is based on standard deviation itself. You can understand the entire Six Sigma. Now, in the second case, standard deviation is 2.7 mm. That means from the middle value, 2.7 mm positive variation is there, 2.79 mm negative variation is there. So, as the standard deviation reduces, the consistency will improve. So, everything will be every shot of the data, every shot or every production, that will create only one value or within nearby one value. So, therefore, the standard deviation will be very less. So standard deviation, S or sigma. So S means it is a sample and sigma means population, but usually we use sigma and we say it is a sample standard deviation in our Six Sigma methodologies. Okay, before going to know what is S and sigma, let us understand what is standard deviation. Standard deviation is defined as a deviation from the standard in both the positive and negative direction of the data of a process. So that's what here we discussed. Here the standard is considered as a process mean. So what is process mean? The middle value is a standard. From there the deviation is happening both positive and negative side. Okay, so manual calculation of standard deviation. Let us see an example of manual calculation of standard deviation. The formula is sigma is equal to summation of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. So this is for population standard deviation. Say example, there are 500 people. You're going to check the height of 500 people. So what you're going to do, you take all the entire 500 people, then you're going to check all the entire 500 people, you're going to check the height. For all 500 data, you're going to plot the standard deviation. Then you can consider this formula. This is for population standard deviation. So this formula is for, yes, we say yes, it is a sample standard deviation. Here we are telling n minus 1. The only difference between these two formulas are only n minus 1. The meaning here is, say example, you have 500 data. In that only you're going to select 20 data and calculate standard deviation. So if you take 20 data and calculate with the only n, then what happens? It will consider this as a population. Therefore, I am doing n minus 1. See, 20 numbers are there. I'll make 20 minus 1. I'll make it 19. I'll less it. Therefore, what is happening here is we are telling to the formula that this is a sample data. That's why I'm telling it is n minus 1. Now let us see manual calculation of standard deviation, that is sample standard deviation. Now this is the data, 10, 5, some data are there. Then what we done, we calculate the average, the middle value 6.2 for the given data. Then x minus x bar. That means each data I am minusing with the average. Why I am minusing? I want to see from the process mean, that is nothing but the average, how much each data is deviated. So I am measuring the deviation here. First data 10 is 3.8 mm is deviated from the middle value. Like that, I'll calculate the deviation for all individual data. Then I'll square it. Why I'm going to square it? Because there will be negative numbers. I want to make it positive. So therefore, I'm going to square it. So once I square it, I'll get the data for each. I'll get the deviation from each process mean, and then I'll calculate sum of x minus x bar square. That is what in the formula it is, right? Then summation I'll get. What is summation? I'll get summation of x minus x bar the whole square. I'll get it. Okay, now 25.6. Now for standard deviation, what I'll do is square root of summation of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n minus 1. N is what numbers, 10 minus 1. 10 is a sample, right? Sample size. So it will become 25.6 divided by 9. So your standard deviation will be around 1.69. So why I'm doing square root here? Because I have squared it in order to remove the negative value. Therefore, I'm adding the square root in order to take away the square. So therefore, I'll get the standard deviation. So this is an example of calculating manually the standard deviation. We shall always consider a sample standard deviation only, that is sigma. We say sigma is a, we consider this symbol only. We say it is a sample standard deviation. So here from 6.2 the data is probably to vary 1.6 positive and 1.6 negative. So in this example there is some example data they have plotted in histogram, and the middle value is around 6.2 mm. So from 6.2 mm 1.6 is tend to vary positive and tend to vary negative. So why we use standard deviation? In order to measure the spread of the process data uniformly from the center value, from the middle value. That's very, very important. So this is the best tool to measure the variation, standard deviation with respect to process mean. Next, let us see minimum, maximum and range. Minimum, maximum, range. So minimum is nothing but the least measured data in the set of given data. So in this data, what is a minimum data? It is 3.8 mm. Maximum data is 4.5 mm. That is a maximum value of the given set of data. And range is nothing but maximum minus minimum. When you minus maximum minus minimum, that gives a range. That is nothing but the range. So that is a minimum, maximum and range. So next we are going to see CP/CPK analysis. CP/CPK analysis. So CP/CPK analysis in order to determine the process capability in statistics. Statistically, we are going to say whether the process is capable or not. That's why you use CP/CPK. So first let us see CP, that is process capability.